The hard work of 2016's finally over. Now's a good time to draw breath and think about what you've achieved, what you could have done better, what you did better, and where you'd like to take your business in 2017. To assist, we turn to John Di Natale, and long-time friend of BE, and someone we always enjoy hearing from for his down-to-earth, wise advice. John has his own venture ahead, EquiWealth, which has been giving him plenty to think about for the coming year. For the rest of us, and he includes himself, by the way, here's his list of things to avoid and things to do in 2017. He starts with the things to avoid with Heather Dawson.
The first one on my list, and these are in no particular order, is avoid saying yes to everything. I think that's a habit that we have as business people and entrepreneurs in particular. Our time is limited. It's a precious commodity and we need to make the most of it. So one of the keys to success is to focus and make sure that you're doing the things that are actually leading you towards your goals. Many of us have that shiny object syndrome, we chase after every opportunity, which leads us nicely into the next one, which is about starting but not finishing things. So we all love a new project. It's exciting to start work on a new idea and explore something exciting and creative, but you don't get much value out of things unless you actually complete them. So finish the article, finish the proposal, finish the book. It's not done until it's done.
Now, you'd like us to avoid the negative self-talk?
Absolutely. That little voice in the back of your head that says, well, you're not that good and you're not that smart and you don't deserve to be happy or successful. We need to stop giving that too much time and too much attention. I think we all have a tendency to listen to that voice, so it's time to ditch the negativity, become very conscious of what you're saying to yourself and catch yourself out when it's not being constructive. Find some daily mantras or find some things that you can say and do that will be more positive to set you up for the year ahead.
Will that really make a difference?
I think it does, absolutely.
Okay. Stop making excuses, you say, John.
Look, I think this is something, again, that we all have a tendency to do. So, stop blaming other people for not getting what you want. We need to step up and accept responsibility for our mistakes and our choices. Successful people, in my experience, don't attribute their success to things outside of their control, nor their failure for that matter. So we know we're going to make mistakes. We know we're going to fail. When this happens, you need to use it as an opportunity to figure out what to do better next time.
Well, it leads you to another thing to avoid, and that is beating yourself up.
Yeah, not physically, although obviously we should avoid doing that too. But, mentally and emotionally, sure, get upset about things when they don't go right because that will be part of the year, no doubt. Express your emotions in an appropriate sort of way, but then, it's okay to be unhappy from time to time, but then let it go. Don't get caught up in going over things over and over and over again and wasting valuable energy that could be spent on much more productive pursuits.
And what's the last thing on your list to avoid?
The last one on my list to avoid is to stop watching ridiculous reality TV shows. I hate to break it to you, but that's actually not reality. Seriously, get up from in front of the television, use your time better, read, network, connect with people, laugh, play something that makes music, run, get active, get fit, do things that are going to be much more productive than watching television.
Right. Okay, well, from things to avoid, John, what would you like us to be doing?
Sure, okay. Let's focus on the positives. I think it's important to go back and review the past year through two lenses, a critical one, which I think we all have a tendency to do, but then also a gratitude one, because no doubt there are things that didn't go according to plan, and we want to look to those things for the lessons and the resulting actions that come from them. And the gratitude lens is just as important. What did go well over the past year? How do you build on that success? Who are the people that contributed to your success? How can you add value to them? How can you reciprocate and add value for them in the year ahead?
Another thing on your list of things to do, John, tap into your why.
I think this is really critical, and there's been lots of work around discovering your why and using that as a key motivator. We all do things. We get up, we go to work, we pay the bills, but if you really tap into your personal why, I think that takes you on to a much bigger, much more successful, happier life. And when you discover your why, the thing that really motivates you, it doesn't feel like work so much. Your energy levels tend to be higher, you're more passionate, you become more engaging, and I think ultimately more successful. So getting to what really drives you, what's important to you, I think is one of the keys to success.
Well, it can also stop you from doing things that you just shouldn't be doing anyway.
Correct. I think it does create that focus because, if something's not leading you towards the things that are in line with your values, then perhaps you shouldn't be spending your time on those things.
Now, you'd like us all to have a plan?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't we all have a plan?
Well, no, is the short answer. It's interesting in the work that we do in financial planning and wealth creation, it's interesting how many people don't have a plan. They don't have a clear plan. They don't have well-defined goals. They don't have a course of action for achieving those goals, and therefore they tend to wander a little bit in terms of how they spend their time and how they try to move towards their goals. So setting a plan with specific goals, Of course, thinking big, setting some big ambitious goals is a key thing, in getting to where you want to go. Important to leave a bit of white space too in the plan because things change. So we understand that. It's not about being too black and white in the process, but having a structure that enables you to stay focused and then allow things to pop up, all those ideas that haven't shown their head yet and are going to be incredibly cool in the year ahead. Leave a bit of room for those as well.
Now, you'd like us to schedule some CEO time?
Yeah, when I say CEO time, the CEO of your life, really, which of course is you. So I think it's important to take a day out on a regular basis. So maybe it's a half day a month or a day every couple of months. And I really like to just take a notepad and a pen, no mobile telephones, no laptops, no distractions, no emails, no SMSs. Grab a coffee, your favourite tea, a glass of water, and spend some time just thinking, strategising, reviewing, brainstorming, doodling, whatever works for you, just to give your mind some space to come up with the really amazing ideas and insights that tend to come up when you do that.
We're often told this is important, perhaps we just don't get round to doing it, but you say it's very important that we find some good mentors or advisors.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Nobody that I have seen become wildly successful, if you like, has done it alone. Very few people make that journey alone. So I think having people to advise you, having mentors that you can look up to, that you can bounce ideas off and you can draw support from is really important. And, they help to hold you accountable and they help to keep you focused and motivated. So, join a mastermind group, call a fellow entrepreneur or somebody in your space and do a weekly check-in call with each other to keep each other accountable, meet at a coffee shop. I think this really is one of the sort of secret sources of success. It's the people that you surround yourself with who hold you accountable and keep you on track.
Then appreciate what you have.
Yeah, I think that's always important. I think as the year progresses, we can get very caught up in working hard and chasing goals and, all the things that we want to do, which is a good thing, obviously. But I think it's also important to take time out occasionally and just reflect on the good things that are going on and the things that you should be grateful for, and stay focused on the things that are in front of you. Develop your team's skills, nurture your current relationships in terms of referral partners and clients and even personal relationships for that matter, and spend time with the people that actually matter. At some point you have to remember that those things that you now have were a challenge earlier, so we need to respect them and appreciate them and make sure that we hang on to them.
And your final point of things to do in 2017 is get your bucket list together.
Yeah, I think this is a fabulous thing to do. And this is a personal bucket list I'm referring to here, not so much your business goals, but just the things that you've always wanted to do. Those things that you thought would be amazing to do but perhaps would never happen. I think having a list of those, step one to making them happen is to write them down and have a list. And better still, create your own vision board and have images that grab your attention and motivate you and inspire you. The more outrageous and out there and crazy, the better, in my view. And then make it inspiring and fun and choose a couple of things over the course of the next year that you commit to chasing after and actually getting done. And I'm sure that'll be one of the things that'll make this year the best yet.
Well, John, just before you go, you've got a new venture ahead of you as well for 2017, EquiWealth. What is that?
Look, it's an extension of what we've been doing with entrepreneurs and all the people we work with. EquiWealth is a service that helps people define their plan from a wealth creation perspective, understand their finances, get their finances in order, and then have an investment strategy to go ahead and build financial security, I guess, or wealth, if you prefer that term. So we have a great little team coming together in that space across all the different disciplines, and we're working with people to help them achieve their longer-term financial goals and create a secure future and a happy retirement, ultimately.
John Di Natale, EquiWealth.